Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys for clicking on this video and for watching. Today I want to talk about, do you want to be happy or do you want to be right? And when I'm talking about this, I'm literally talking to myself because this is something that I'm going through right now and it just feels very relevant and I just want to make a video on it and share. So, do you want to be happy or do you want to be right? I think that this is the best question that we can ask ourselves, especially when we feel like we're in the throes of our emotions or we feel like our ego is getting out of control. I've been listening to and watching, different podcasts and different videos just about emotional control and regulation, even reading books too. And it's like, no matter how much I read, no matter how much, sometimes this is how it feels. This is not true, but this is how it feels. It's like, no matter how much I read, no matter how much I study, no matter how much information I take in, I just sometimes cannot seem to get it right. You know what I'm saying? And sorry if there's noise in the background. It's the rain. I can't do anything about it. But yeah, I've felt like a lot lately that I'm coming to a point where it just feels like I'm running into a brick wall. Like I'm not, something will happen and it's like, okay, I know what's happening. I know why I'm feeling this way, why my chest is tightening, why I'm acting the way that I'm acting. I know that there's an alternative, that I can choose a different response, a different reaction, or no reaction at all. And yet I still keep choosing to react in the same ways that keep me in a frequency that I don't want to be in. And I was, scrolling on Instagram and there's this guy that I follow. I'll leave his name in the comments because I can't think of it off the top of my head, but he's a driver and he basically gives life lessons through driving. And in his latest video, he said, do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? And I think that's such a powerful question that we can ask ourselves. Like when you're arguing with a family member or a significant other, or when you're feeling like, nobody's listening to you, nobody's hearing you, you need to do something because people don't understand where you're coming from. It's like in that moment, you can ask yourself, do I want to be right in this moment or about this situation? Or do I want to keep pressing the issue until the other person just admits defeat? Or do I want to be happy? And happiness is different for all of us. But I think for me, when I ask myself that question, it's like, do I want to be right? Or do I want to keep going down this path and keep reacting in the same ways that I'm reacting? Or do I want to be content? Do I want to release the need to always have to argue, to always have to fight back, to always have to prove a point, to always have to defend myself, right? Because what I'm starting to understand, or what I've known really for a while, but really starting to understand now, is that when I'm walking through life, or when you're walking through life defensive and always needing to have a comeback and always needing to protect yourself because you felt like you weren't listened to or protected before, it's like, that can be really exhausting. And oftentimes I feel like throughout the day, I'm choosing between oftentimes I feel like throughout the day, my energy is being split and it's like being used for emotional purposes and expended, on thoughts and scenarios that won't happen, on trying to tell myself that I'm okay because somebody said something that I didn't like or something happened that I didn't like, versus actually using it to be creative and to move forward in life and to manifest the things that I want to manifest. So that's really like a point of frustration. And I wrote it down actually on this piece of paper. I said, do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? And oh, excuse me, y'all. I'm coming off of being sick, I'm sorry. But I wrote that down and I'm setting a goal now to recite that to myself every day because it's such a simple question, but it really can change your life. Like, how right do you want to be? Do you want to be so right that nobody wants to interact with you and talk with you and engage with you? Do you want to be so right that people don't feel comfortable bringing things up to you because they know that you're going to lash out, or they know that you're going to overreact? Or do you want to be so right that others have to walk on eggshells around you and then you're left wondering, well, why is everybody acting this way? Why is this happening? Why is that happening, etc.? Or do you just want to be happy? And take this with a grain of salt, apply it to your life however you see fit. And I think it's funny too because a lot of people argue in the comments, well, if you're right, then you should be happy, or whatever makes you happy should be the right choice. And it's like, it's so dependent upon the person. If you just hear the message and you relate with it, then that's what it should be. But this can relate to many areas of your life too, like in your job. you know, your manager or your boss or whoever says things or does things that bother you, it's like, okay, well, do you want to spend the whole day fighting with this person or holding in this anger in your heart or making up scenarios of, you know, what you're going to say in the next argument or what you're going to say in the next meeting? Or do you want to make the workday the best that it can be, focus on the positives, focus on, you know, where you're at now and using it as a stepping stone to get to where you want to be? And even with self, you know, it's like, do you want to be right? Do you want to be angry at this person because of something that they said or something that they did to you, maybe a family member, maybe a friend? And do you want to tell them off and let them know how much they hurt your feelings? Or do you just want to say, you know what, this happened, this is how it made me feel, this is what it is, and I can move on, right? Like I can be happier and I can expend less energy knowing that I'm choosing the happiness as opposed to just fighting all the time. So I don't know if this really makes sense. I didn't plan this video, I just started recording, so that's just really how I'm feeling right now. There are multiple areas like in my life where I just feel like I'm fighting, I'm struggling, I'm defending myself. Even if it's like people who are trying to help me, it's like everything looks like a threat, and that's pretty frustrating, I'm not gonna lie. So just seeing that quote yesterday saying like, do you want to be right or do you want to be happy, just, it made me feel really good, and it made me feel like a sense of peace when it comes to choosing my thoughts that I haven't really felt in a long time, I would say. So I'm excited, you know, for this next step in my development journey. I'm excited to really practice what I'm saying right now, what I'm telling you all right now, and what I wrote on this piece of paper. So definitely let me know your guys' experience. If this is your first time hearing the quote or if you've heard it before, either way, let me know like what you think. And if you're ready to commit to being happy as opposed to being right, then I would love to hear about that as well, or hear about your thought process or what you're planning on doing too. And thank you guys again for watching my videos. I know I don't have a lot of subscribers, but to me, it really does mean a lot. Every like, every comment, every subscription, every follow, everything, it really just does mean a lot, and it keeps me going. So thank you guys. I'll see you guys at the next video. Bye.